started here. Just a few things gotta get straightened out. Well, other than that, I hope everyone's having a good night. There's a lot of things to be had, just not clear on how everything is. And I'm already feeling it, that there's just something not right. And I can already tell by my electronics. And I'm not trying to be one of those people who are literally about, it's Mercury retrograde and we can't even get anything done. But in reality, you just can't even see anything straight. So I switched over to OBS and it was working really good. But right now, it's still kind of like odd. It is a new version, but we're just trying to get started. So when I see this and I say, there is just something going on, and I just don't even know what it is. You can't even see it coming. And so that is usually one of my signs. Like I said, when you see it coming, you just can't even do it. Now you can't even see it whatsoever. Excuse me. So when I get a lot of premonitions, you're going to see me do this. And it's just a lot of like upset, like I can't even explain it tonight. My Lord. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's see here. We can't even do. We just can't even do. So with that being said, it's like, how do you do? How do you boo? How do you loo? How do you shoot? So, when is this arrest going to happen? There's something about arrests coming, and I just can't even, get, I'm filled with, a bunch of psychic stuff, and I can't even understand it whatsoever. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Can't even see it. Can't even do. Nope. Let's go for a few. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I'm trying to shuffle. This is a bad night. This is a bad night. This is deceitful. Something, whatever came through, is so deceitful, where you can't even complete anything whatsoever. There is something there's a ton of don't even do it. There's just no getting it whatsoever. I'm looking at everything. There's a type of forward fast motion of a communication of a calm. You can't finish it. This is so unbeknownst where you can't do it at all. There's something about this that says, don't even look into it. Like I said, something was going to happen that was going to go through everything where you can't even be it. There's no skill. When I hear it, there's no skill. When I look at it as someone who's a magician and psychic long enough, that you can't, when you have no skill, it literally means that you just can't even do it. You just can't even do it. And usually they would say that, but really, when I'm looking at it as like a type of investigative, I have to say that no skill is like a run-of-the-board type of incident. It's going to be heavily guarded. Heavily guarded, worse than a crystal ball bubble. Now, when I look at this and I see Queen of Wands, there was no mastery or strength, but when the word unknown comes out, it literally means that you can't do it. They will, it's hardened energy around them that you can't do it. So, in yesterday's, we were talking about how you were able to do a lot of things, and there was a lot of things on the table. There's love coming in. But that is just normal run of the world. So some are getting luck, some are getting good, some are getting everything I need. Everything's on the table. There's contracts. There's good taking away a bad contracts and good. And then there's some emerging. And you know, and this is what is actually making everything happy as like a clam. But it's gonna cause unrest. And we don't know, I don't know why I keep saying the letter Y. It's so nasty. And it's like, yep, here it is. We are riding into victory. We got it. It is this type of judgment that actually comes in. If you look at this card, it's like a liberating judgment to come through that is known that they are the ones to be the ones to do the ones to say, just go do it. So when I say it and I say the Five of Pentacles, it is to like alleviate poverty. It's to alleviate the stresses. But this is this type of addiction of getting it done that you just can't even figure out. The way this guy is standing there just can't even do. This is what separates everything, almost to the point of isolation. So when I look at this and I say the Six of Pentacles comes in, you can't even be it. You just can't even be it whatsoever. The offering to be this says you have to do it. You just have to. You have to make this offer. You have to work together. You have to work as a team. You have to work as co-workers. You have to be appropriate. You got to do this. But then they're like, this is something of like hidden motives. This is something like energy of legal lawsuits. This is about military. This is about law enforcement. This is about like something. I hear gateway. This was like a sitting and waiting and watching out the window type of energy of balance, like sitting and waiting and saying, it's a go, it's a good. So when I look at this, and I also say the Knight of Pentacles goes, it is so prudent that you can't even do it. You can't even. The Page of Cups is like this type of message that's coming through. That is like a type of divination message. So when I say divination message, it is something that you walk around with your intuition and your instincts, and you're like, no, I actually feel like I heard that. Some people actually will do have a lot of things go on. You can't even believe it. You can't even believe it. This Page of Wands is going to literally be such an upset. Like this divination message comes through. Yeah, I heard you. I feel you. To such a nastiness. It's happened before. It's literally happened before. It is toxic per se, but it is like a hard balancing of masculine energy. So we have toxic, almost some misogyny coming through of that energy. And then we got this. And then we have the Eight of Swords come in, and you say, no, this is about healing, but I'm like, no, this is about hostage. Absolute hostage. When I see this, it is illusional, delusional, and you're not supposed to know it. It will cause a halt stop. So when I see this also, it is happiness that's coming through. But really, you can't even be it. This Three of Wands comes in and goes, you can't, like I said, you can't see it coming whatsoever. And it's not fear-mongering, it's not war-mongering. These readings this week are so flip-flop on a back, forth. It is a coin toss. It is a coin toss that solidifies one or the other. But what I'm seeing is such a lack of money, of balance everywhere, that you literally have to almost move like money, like energy, such energy that the Knight of Cups comes in, and it's emotional when you're moving, like whatever you can do to get done. So when I see this and I see the Five of Wands, it does alleviate everything. Just mind you, I have a lot of issues with my chat tonight, so just leave a comment and I will get back to you. It comes in with this Queen of Cups saying, can't even believe the intuition. Can't even believe the intuition. The Six of Swords comes in, and it is a smooth ride, and it's meant for transitions. And it's not that. It's meant for, like, big changes, which we anticipate, especially when it comes to politics. But in reality, you actually have to say that it's no attunement. No attunement. So when I see the star, I actually have to say it's like fulfilled wishes. The Four of Pentacles goes, no, there's something not secured. Knight of Swords goes, no. The Knight of Swords is this like a sitting and waiting. A sitting and waiting. Like if you're sitting and you're documenting and you're going about and you're actually saying it, you have to say there was something about that where you can't even do. Like I said, I'm having issues with my chat, so just leave a message in the comment boxes and I'll get back to you. It's just one of those nights. But we had to push on. This Knight of Wands has such a nastiness where you can't even do. I have to say, watch the animals and see how they behave. The Ace of Wands means when it actually comes right in your face, right through the media, right in your, like, your co-workers tell you, you go, it like pops everyone up and off. This caused such a pause everywhere, whatever is coming through, that when you look at it and the Page of Pentacles comes in reverse, it literally says, this was not a good, like, offer whatsoever. The Sun actually says it was wishes fulfilled. Chaos. It keeps coming out like the Tower in reverse. It, like, settles something. It settles something. Alright. Let's go to another deck. Here we go. What else do we need to know right now? Daughter of Cups. You can't even, like, understand what the Daughter of Cups in reverse means. When I'm looking at it, I'm seeing, like, irritation, agitation, a little bit of behavior coming up with minors and children. The Son of Swords means that it's kind of like off foot for the minors. I don't even know why I'm talking about children tonight. That's usually rare. It is happy, though. Whatever it is, it's happy. This Seven of Cups in reverse for this deck is like you're not even thinking straight. You're not even thinking straight. But, it was good. This is the Magician upright where, it came out again. It came out again. When I look at this and I see the Hierophant, Magician, Hierophant, it's a source of working one's energy of magic and skills to the point of high dictatorship. So when I look at this to the Mother of Cups in reverse, it means that there's no intuition whatsoever. So when I look at the Emperor in reverse, that's when it really falls through. There's like this give and take that everyone's trying to balance this new oncoming, and they're just throwing it on the table. Here, here, here. Get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And you say, that's where the Seven of Wands comes in, and it's actually like the light of the flame that is the kickstart of the fire. So when I look at it at this, the Eight of Cups in reverse, you can't even get a cup or a chalice because the river runs through it. So when I see this and I look, you know, the Seven of Pentacles, you have to say you're working hard, working really hard, where you can't even do it. You can't even do it. It's skilled what they did. This was a good one. Light of I have to say, Daughter of Swords. It really comes in as knighthood, Knight of Swords. When I see Son of Cups in reverse, it's a nasty. Don't go for that like young naive offers or whatever they're saying at that point. Okay, let's see. Nine of Swords, anxiety. This is going to give a lot of people anxiety. Whatever that energy is, it is strong. Here we go. Red or white. I definitely feel like this is a full spread tonight. I hear everyone being like, yeah, I don't know what it is whatsoever, but it really is a whole pot stuff. And I can't even talk straight. So when I look at this and I see the star, wishes fulfilled. This is not what we were remembering. This was not what it was supposed to be at all. I really don't see, hear, or feel it, but it's so like strong and solid, this emotion that comes in within the next week, that I actually say it's almost like a sinkhole. So when I look at this and I say the Eight of Swords is almost a hostage to anything like this. Anything. So when I look at this, the Five of Swords, it really is a thief-like. Thief-like. Again, no like sitting balanced whatsoever. No logic. It is such a cut that you can't even see it. The struggle comes through and you say, it's at rest. It's at rest. And that is the beginning. So, you know, looking at how everything played out, let's look at how the crashes happened. Let's talk about how some in politics are talking about how harsh the FBI is being right now, and that they're saying that these individuals who are leaving law enforcement, or potentially are not potentially leaving law enforcement, are risk of these loss of their retirements because of contracts. And then we're also looking at how healthcare has such bad contracts that you just can't even understand what a DONE means. All right, Pleiadian Oracle. First, the Potomac. Now, as I see the Potomac, It was so ill that day that even the helicopter couldn't even delay anything. When I see that aircraft, it was nay, delay, ray, be a bay of light. And then it happened. And now it's there, right there in your face. Now that I see Philadelphia, I see it so like heist, haste, heinous, delay, ray, be a bay, like hold on and go about. Because why? We always do. So let's look at the cars. Even again, this is what actually makes a lot of issues happen. Here we go. This is about generational, and I don't know why I'm saying that, but when I look at this card and I see mother and father healing, it is so harsh that you have to look and you say, this is generational curse healing. This is generations of issues. And I say there really wasn't, but I still see those black boxes. And there's something about a grating. There's something about grinding of a break. And then I see this, and I see Marobe, and I actually, when I see chain link, and then I also see licorice, and then I also see like irritation under the nose, and then I also see how everything goes to the highest degree of max. That when I look at the North Star, I have to say, look, it's a sign. It's a sign. There's something about also the Aurora Borealis, where it usually is, the Northern Lights. When I'm looking at Pacal's tomb, I'm actually looking how Aztecs and Mayans would be during their lifetime in their temples, actually like sitting, waiting, and watching. There's something about astrology that has to be looked at. That's what I am seeing. Then there also has to be a degree of forgiveness that comes in. When I look at this and I say planetary guardian, I have to say I feel it's guardian angels. I also see like those who have passed on away from us. Dreams. There's something about people who don't normally dream. They dream all of a sudden. Sacred union. This is about everything about being in a union. But not so. This has to do with service also. And this is the pop-off. It literally is something. When I see a natural event, it's going to be nasty. You can't even understand what happens when it goes through. Light language, I have to say it means both. It means be gentle with your words in the next week, but it also means like a type of language that is hard to explain. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's one of those things. Passion, yeah, I'm seeing, I don't know what happens on a Tuesday, but by a Thursday it is. It's always that. It's always that days of the week. Song of your soul, it happens. It's something in the 70s that came through again. All right. As this, I see headaches, I see nausea, I see GI upset, I see bird flu, I see it all come through. All right. Let's go through. Let's go through. That's what I keep hearing. Let's go through. Let's go through. no sword on the stone, but it's in the ground in the dirt. You can pull it right out. Prophesied. It was prophesied. The Oracle of Delphi. Whatever it has to do with the sword in the dirt, it was prophesied. This has to do with whatever was in South and Central America. It was prophesied there. It would happen. Uriel and the Sphinx in reverse has nothing to do with the Middle East. The Lookout, I'm seeing everywhere at like high points, everyone's looking. Two worlds, yes. It's literally like two different worlds, two different cultures, two different everything. So when I look at Archangel Gabriel, you hear messages, all forms of communication come through, nothing written. Nothing written. So when I look at this caught in the ruins, you really are not. When you actually approach many people, if you're like home care or anything like that, you're seeing like it's actually pretty good, but they're still not well. The Akashic Library, you can't look it up in historical records. There's nothing written. So when I see written, I see W-R-I-T as writ. King of Horses in reverse, absolute off balance. The Bird's Nest in reverse, it's really not high, but when you actually look at Bird's Nest, look at the co-construction of it. I don't know what that means. I feel like that's like an architecture term. It really was in the springtime, even though this card is in reverse. Spring and autumn. Something about the fall. When I see this, there was no continuance on whatever comes through for the week. Especially when it came through about the aviation issues. Now, when I look at this, this has to do with the buyouts. It has to do with law enforcement. It has to do with the FBI. It has to do with everything that comes in. And I see the Queen of Keys. And it has to do with how everything is going to the point of no return. So when I look at it, it is the concern of when you have to do a buyout and you're in a contract like military and you have to be there, but if you leave early, it's going to drain your retirement because of union. You have to say there's something about wishes fulfilled with that. And I'm like, that's so dirty and nasty. So, but when you look at it too, you have this on the table and you say, there's issues. There's people who have issues in law enforcement and military. And you can't even talk about it. So there really is no joke with this muse. It says, what do you do? What do you do? It's a big breaking of some sort of commitment that comes through that you're not going to see whatsoever. When you see the treasure, you actually have to look and say, where is it? Where is it? It really has to do with, no planting. There's nothing growing whatsoever. Because when I see this and you see the journey, you have to look and say, yeah, go take a trip. You'll figure it out. That is how nasty it's starting to get. The crescent moon, it has nothing to do with moon cycles. When I see this card, it means no contractual buyer to the bayou. The Queen of Scrolls, this is a divine intervention. Absolute divine intervention that comes through. Balance that actually comes through. All forms, you actually start looking through and what is balanced and what is not. Like I said, fated meetings happen
They were not supposed to happen whatsoever in this life for reasons. Now, when I look at it, when you have those fated meetings, you're going to go down a path unknown. When I look at this and I see the karmic trench, I have to say, in reverse, there's no showing of being able. When I look at this, the initiation and the Count of Saint Germain, I actually see people like almost adopting friends and family in like all forms of the meaning. Intricacies and the industry, it's all a bust of a must. And lastly, out of this deck, setting your course. Don't make plans. Just sit and wait day by day, some days and some weeks. You don't know what's going to happen. It's you can't even see the reflection whatsoever. You have to look at everything, and it's going to be like foggy muck energy if you can see auras. All right. Let's look. Let's look. Here we go. Ace of Pentacles again. I keep doing this a lot. Just go and literally, if you're like been itching, if you're someone who throws away, go get what you need. Go get what you need. Go have fun and go get something. You worked hard. Here we go. Animal Spirit Oracle. There we go. I can't even do it correctly. Now this is something that's come up in multiple, at least revisions for me, and it's shark. When I look at shark, I actually start looking at all the dirt roads and how the trees are growing. When I see the crow in reverse, it is a breaking of an omen that has happened. And it was something with skill. But the moth actually means like don't even like look or dig too much in the woods. Because when I see this, I see snake, I see something of a rope and a tie up. So when I see this, I don't see how everyone might run as far as what happened here in Connecticut about how, we talked about legislature, about hate crimes, and we have the noose, and it really has nothing to do with that. I'm seeing like how we have out here for maple syrup, something like that, but it's rope. When I see zebra, when you're actually looking at the trees, you get this feeling when you have the rope, just keep driving and go sit wherever you are. And then all of a sudden, like you start talking. There's like a search. There's an actual like search for something, like a trinket or a treasure. The cheetah actually comes in with a flight. The firefly, it literally is at night, N-I-T-E. The mouse in reverse, it comes in and it's stoic and timid. When you see the bee in reverse, there's no honey. There's pollen, but there's no honey. And when I see this and I see the dragon, I go, you can't even believe what had happened whatsoever. I'm actually looking at those who have reptiles as I'm almost getting like a block on it. I hear, hold on, hold on. Why am I getting a block by saying that word? Earthworm in reverse. There's something that people need to cut out in their daily lives. They'll figure it out. The deer in reverse, you don't even have to really like, you know, intuitively and instinctively, you don't even have to hunt for it whatsoever. But really, the tiger comes in mastery, and you have to joke about it, like, can I go down and look for Carol Baskin, and then look for it, and then you say, you know, octopus comes in, and it says, yeah, it was a big reach out. It was a big reach out. When I see turtle, I actually look at it in reverse, and I see Native American, look in the swamps. Look in the swamps. When I see this, this is where it was, and then people are saying this really is like the season and the year of the snake and the season of the Scorpio, even though wearing an Aquarius still, that it comes in and it's harsh. It's going to be made known. There was no sting in November last year. So when I hear this again, otter, I have to say playful wit. Playful wit. No rising from the ashes. All right, here we go. Light Sage Tarot. So I hear the gavel, but I also hear the knocks on the door. And I say, there is something of a mess. There is something of a mess. I see a mist. I see a baseball. I see a bat. I see everything that must go. I see everything that must do. I see everything that must to of a shoe. When I see this and I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse, I see there was really no teamwork whatsoever. But when I look at it and the Queen in reverse of the Cups, you can't even believe how hard it is not to use any of your senses. So when I look at the Nine of Swords, you have to go and you have to say, you know, a lot of people were on autopilot, and lack of a better term, and I'm not trying to be derogatory, it literally slips out of people's mouths, and you can't understand why. That's why it hurts, especially after big accidents and people start talking like that. They just don't understand. What is it? Usually, those who are super sensitive to energy get slammed so hard with accidents. I'm trying to keep it together. Nine of Cups, happy. This is really unsettling. Apathy? No. No apathy. But when I look at the Page of Cups, you can't even know why. You can't even know why. Let's see here. Let's see here. Here we go. Now we got the chat going. So, at first, I'm not going to answer that question. It's a little bit over the boundaries. Over the Queen. I'm a little leery of the black birds all around you, seashells. I have to say that there's something going on in the collective.
So when I look at this and I say the Five of Cups in reverse, it is a no. Overall, when I talks about love and all of it, how it comes through, it really is perceptive and perspective on how you communicate. And, you know, it all depends. And I usually don't answer those questions because you're not supposed to know how it plays out. That really is between the two people. So when I look at this and I say the black birds all around, so I'm not familiar with Queen Isis. But I have to say, I feel like you have like a gift of hearing, intuitive hearing. Black birds all around. They don't even want to really pull, but what I'm hearing is just go about and do exactly what you need to do and ground and protect. Ground and protect. Like you usually do. Like you could light a candle for protection, you could burn incense, you can do a lot of things, Three of Cups, there's yeah, that's around the 12th century. Something of birth. Something, she's showing me something of Cleopatra. Cleopatra, as I saw as a psychic in one of my videos, had a lot of issues. She walked in and saw something with, like a midwife, like a birthing center, and went haywire. Yeah, that was one of the things that I was saying is that when that's happened to me, like the birds will come to the window, the bees will come to the window. My animals, like my dogs, will go to the window, and it's something like with the squirrels, like they go, like, you know how animals communicate with each other. They go crazy. They go crazy. Let's see. So when I see this, I see honor that has to do with like no getting together. But let's actually look about these omens and about like what's going in. Here we go. Hidden motives. This is something of hidden motives. So let's ask. 12th century Egypt. What do we need to know? A birth comes in, and it is known to be known of loan. Bone. Sewn in. Loan. It's like a soul comes back to us and is to be known. You're very attuned. That was also one of my signs, like dragonflies and animals started coming up to me a lot. Eight of Swords. Nothing that you could miss. But when I see the Queen of Pentacles and I see the Ten of Pentacles, there is something about such securement and balance and being tranquil and like inheritance and everything that comes through that you can't even do it.
Seven of Swords goes, nope, can't even do. You can't even do. This Seven of Swords actually comes in, and it is like a steel, and I'm seeing railroad, and I'm seeing like old scaffolding. Alright, let's go to the Literary Witches article. Trying to get it out of us. Here we go. When I look at this, I see the house and I see it stoic. When I look at the birds and I look at how everyone is trying to balance, that the bees actually have to be nosy at times. It has to do with power, energy, and flowing through power. And you have to almost cut it out. So when I see the soul, it's something of like gifts that come through. Again, it's nasty. It's nasty energy. This is almost like when I'm looking at this, like you can't even write straight today. It happens towards you. Here we go. Inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. All of a sudden, when things happen next week, you're going to just know exactly what to do. Again, follow your soul plan and literally watch, the difference between fated life and destiny life. Stay, when you see the light, and not in that way, see the light and stay grounded, you'll just know. You'll just know. And it's like you've done this before. This has to do with like codependency and boundaries. Yes, I did. So at first it came out a little bit harsh, and so I almost went right into how the conversation starts. And it goes, I don't like that question. And then it goes to, it really is between two people. And then it goes to how it should be like played out in your life, and you're just not knowing how to believe it and how to understand it, but you just can't even see it through whatsoever. I mean, it came out of my mouth so quick that it actually sounded rude. Okay, Tarot of Sacred Kingdoms. Let's dig a little harder. With all this that's going on in the last 2 weeks, what do we need to know? What can break through and let us know? This. It is an addiction to something. It is the Six of Cups. It has happened before. When I see this, a relationship is a bust. when I see the 8 of Cups in reverse, you can't be known, and it's happened before. To the 4 of Swords, it's at rest. All of a sudden, it's at rest, and it completes a cycle. Like, everything completes a cycle. All of a sudden, we're in the cycle of luck, and then it completes a cycle. Yes, she does, but it's almost like you have to stay in your lane still. It almost just comes right out. It almost just comes right out, and it sounds rude, so you have to take your time. You have to take your time. So, I see that this individual is a thinker, and they come through, and it's really hard, but you can't understand what exactly is going through complete. There's something about living. There's something about havoc. There's something about instinct. It's something that a bunch of people actually went through that is very hard. It was a very difficult situation. So I do see many of them almost like who you're talking about, Space Cowboy, on how it should be. And it does sound like you almost got to stay in your lane a little bit, and you got to stay away, and then words come out and you're just not sure. But in reality, it's almost a type of healing a little bit. When I see healing, I almost like a push on the brakes. Like slow down, slow down, slow down. Slow down. Not well, not well. And so when I look at this, and I say hidden, and I see pair, and I actually look at it, and it says, we're not well. Like, think of, and like what he has said, it's something about lawmakers, they're not well. They're not well. When I look at this, and I say warrior, defensive, to the point where it gets like upset, like kind of like how I do in this reading. It's like premonition. They get like GI upset. They actually like almost torch the situation. Yes, yes. You're not imagining anything. Take your time. Think of someone who has been through a lot, and just take your time with them. All of a sudden you'll just have this feeling of, yep, it's time. Yep, I can go and talk to them, and it's good. Now, when I actually look at this, and you look at everything, I see that, like what you just said, it's like hurting both, and they're not. I see a lot of people are kind of like that right now. They're like, no, I'm just at distance because there's something else going on. It's just not clear. We're healing. We need time. It's almost like it was a slam, and we're just trying to be alone. Like, we've got to get it done before we can do anything else. Then we also look at this and we say, no, at night everything seems fine. It's really during the day, like God is like the bomb for this individual or individuals. That is where like a lot of the wealth is coming in for them. That you can't even believe it. It's instinct and will of luck for a lot of people right now, and that's the strength. So when I look at it, like at night is a freeze, and it's harder. So when I see joy, I have to say, once it gets there on that path, even for next week, it goes good. It goes good. Here we go. I don't know why I'm drawn to these cards again. Here we go. When I see the Seven of Hearts and the Two of Diamonds, it is a cutaway and it really is fulfilling, but it really was not. But it's a hard and pressed issue that has to get done next week for the collective. So when you look at it completely, and I do see this partnership, and it's so hard pressed that you can't even get it away, that you can't even believe that they go so well together on this partnership that you can't even break it apart. It's such a business that actually comes through for a lot of things that it flows so hard that it cuts that it has to take its time. So when I see this and I see the Five of Hearts, it's so soft though that the Seven of Diamonds says just put the contract on the table and they will see it and they will actually just do it. They'll just know yay or nay. The King of Diamonds is so solidifying on everything when they do put it on the table. That the 10 of Diamonds goes, it's like 45 to 45 years. Ace of Hearts goes love, a lot of love, a lot of love. So when I look at it and I hear that the Jack of Diamonds goes no. No. So with that being said, don't mind my spouse in the background. Excuse the language, he's on a game. But the Four of Clubs means there's a get together within the next week that says do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Six of Spades, another spear will come through and it's not good because this King of Clubs gets even bigger. The Four of Diamonds goes, can you just like bring in more, like what we need to know or solidify? And the Three of Diamonds goes, no, there really isn't. And then all of a sudden, Eight of Clubs goes, no, there's more. There's more coming in. There's absolutely more coming in. Five of Spades, it's going to go through Friday. Like, all of a sudden, you're trying to have everything put together, law enforcement, military, and all of it. And it's just like, just keeps flowing through. Just keeps flowing through. You can't even understand. Can't even understand. Like, I don't even know how I got this way. Here we go, the rest. Look how it flows through. Like I see a fax machine that's just like, it won't stop spitting out at one point by the end of next week. And I see it, it's like a gift. It just keeps coming through that you actually have to take a ride and say, just hold on, let me just go get some tech. And then when I look at this, and I say, where is this actually coming from? Because it's Perth. And it's strong. And this is all from this energy slam of these instances happening. It's still causing havoc. So when I look at it and I say, where is this torch where I go out at night like Paul Revere? Because this is what we were looking for. At some point, it was fated. No, it was destiny. It was meant to be written like that. You can't make it up. All right. Here we go. Like I said, this was a full spread tonight. Here we go. Peach moonstones and then the crystals. havoc comes in so strong, watch again. Obviously, they're going to say, well, obviously we're watching everything at NTSB and stuff like that. Something about living, power, and I see defense. And I said, watch the animals. Watch the animals. There's something about that. Because when I see it, it really is, you're like, this is luck. This is luck. You don't even know. Hidden, like type of trolling. It's going to be everywhere. That type of feeling. That type of going on. Alright. Let's close out. So, you know, with that being said, everything is done, but everything is not done. And then everything is done, and then it's a Susei per se, a Lucy, diamond in the sky that you can't make up. It is this song that just comes through that you just can't even understand. And when I look at it, I'm like, this is a little bit of a creeper. Look at everything and anything as something and nothing, and start lining and connecting the dots, because I actually want to play Connect 4. And when I do Connect 4, I actually say it lines the dots in a row, but it's not an X, it's a row up, like a broken twig. And when I see the broken twig, you can't even laugh or cry, because you said, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it, I heard it, I felt it, it's true. So, with that being said, I finally got it out. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Any questions or concerns, leave a comment or an email. A like and a share is greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good night, everyone.